Hey guys, this is Dr. Ricky Keys. I hope you are well. I hope things are good for you. I made a decision to actually start posting a little bit more, but not only recording a little bit more, but more importantly to actually post what I am actually doing and saying. One of the challenges that I've had in the past is I would, put content on in a format, meaning I video these talks or whatever, but I never post them. And I've decided that as frequently as I can, I'm going to go ahead and post these videos so that we could have a meaningful conversation about some substantive, really important issues. So, I've been looking at YouTube videos for some time. I've been a content creator for some time, a frustrated content creator. And the reason I was frustrated is because I didn't feel that the content that I was providing was resonating with people, was actually getting people to think or understand what it is that needs to be done, especially as it relates to how I feel, what my concept of a reality was and is, and what they should do to address some of the situations that they find themselves in. Let me give you a little bit of background about myself. I grew up in the projects in New Orleans, went to public high schools, went on to Southern University, went on to Tulane University, and got a PhD at Tulane as well. And one of the things I know pretty decently, or I know how to do well, at least I think, is I know how to do research, and I know how to formulate and make decisions not based on emotion, although that's something that I do, and I would freely admit that, and I'm not really excited about it, but I try not to base my decisions on an emotional or knee-jerk reaction to something. And especially as it relates to significant, really important decisions. What I have decided to do, and I believe that this is something that's critically important, is that we are in what I can't even remember his name, the content creator, but he calls the Matrix, and I'll remember his name, and I'll actually reach out to him, because I'd like to have a conversation with him about this, becoming an expatriate, moving from this country. But he calls it the Matrix, and he said that he got it from someone else, but I think it's a really important concept that I think we need to explore. And the Matrix is, as you remember, Neo had this blue pill, red pill situation, and if he took one of the pills, and I can't remember which one offhand, if he took one pill, he would stay in the rabbit hole, faced with the current reality, and experience the things that he's been experiencing, and live his life carefree, have his job, and take care of his business. But if he took the other pill, and I think it was the blue pill, no, the red pill, if he took the blue pill would just allow him to continue to live in the life that he lived. But if he took the red pill would give him a sense of reality and show him that the things that he was currently experiencing, the things that he was seeing on a daily basis, was a figment of his imagination. It was not real. And what he did is he took the red pill, and the red pill opened his eyes to the just gutter, nasty, ugly reality of life. I think I have started to pull that blue pill, red pill concept, and I've started to I've been taking the blue pills for a long time. I am now in the process of taking the red pill. And the reason I am taking the red pill, and the reason I brought up my background, is because one of the things that I believe we need to do is we need to look at data. The challenge that we've had in the past is that we've always been emotional, and we need to start taking emotion out of the challenging situations that we face. And we need to pay attention to the data. The data says a lot. I was doing a study based on, and I'm going to do a over-the-shoulder kind of piece to show you that this is not just, a hypothesis, or this is not just feeling. This is actual data that supports what it is that I am saying. But I was doing some research, and it was in relation to wealth generation, or the ability for one community that has been historically denied, infused, brought into this country, as property, and has gone through a number of years of, racism, segregation, Jim Crow, slavery, malaise, lack of education, leadership just using us for whatever purpose they want. How it is that we are now faced with a situation where it is projected that by 2053, I think it is, 2053, the average net worth or net wealth of African Americans will dwindle from $24,000 as it is right now to zero. But then when the pandemic hit, it even escalated that number, made that number come even faster. So what I said on the last video is I want to have a meaningful conversation about the matrix. I really, and then once you've had the conversation about the matrix, you have to make a decision as to whether you want to stay in the matrix, or you want to move away from the matrix, or you want to maneuver in the matrix, or how you'd like to have your being exist in the matrix. So I'm not going to base this on emotions. I'm going to tell stories. I'm going to interview people. I'm going to have conversations, meaningful, substantive conversations with people. But I want to look at the economics of the matrix and give my viewers the option of making a choice between whether they want to stay in the matrix, or stay in the matrix, stay on the blue pill, or get into the red pill, and have a full understanding of what is really happening in this country, in this hemisphere, in this world. And so, this is more of an introduction to, my name is Ricky Keys, this is who I am, and I'd like to go deep and look at as I said, the economics of the matrix. I'm gonna actually name this channel. This is the first video, and I'm gonna do these videos, all the time. I'm gonna name this the economics of the matrix, or the matrix economics, because African Americans generally, but specifically African American men, are in a terrible state in this country. And until we have substantive people with credentials and demonstrated research to prove that we are in a terrible state and that we need to make some changes, I think we'll continually be in a bad situation. The last video I said is that I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to stay in this country, or whether I'm going to move to Thailand, or somewhere in the Philippines, or somewhere else. And it's going to be based on the economics of the situation. It's not going to be based on an emotional move. I'm pissed off, mad that I'm not having an opportunity to do this, that, and the other, whereas other folks are given that opportunity. This is sincerely, substantively about the economics of the matrix, the economics of the matrix. And then you could look at the social aspects of the matrix as well, which means that, you're talking about how, we're treated. I heard someone say, I think it was this guy, He said, there's not a day that has gone by in America that I didn't realize that I was black. I couldn't come and do as other people are doing, regardless of whether I got matriculated through school or did that or this, that, or the other. There's not a day that has gone by that I didn't realize that I was black, that someone reminded me that I was black. So again, this is the economics of the matrix, and having a meaningful, substantive conversation about this challenging issues, this issue that I believe we must face, and not only looking at the anecdotal, the data, but also looking at, how someone who is currently living in this country, how you can actually become an expatriate, how you can move, be it for, your life, for a long period of time, or just for a short period of time, how you can make money, how you could, looking at the cost of living, looking at all of those things. This is a very serious subject. Whether you move to Africa, whether you move to, Central or South America, whether you move to Asia, where do you go? The racism potentially of even living in those communities. I think this is a serious and substantive challenge that must be addressed. And I would love to speak with, Richie Mack, who zoomed to Thailand, because again, I think he's doing a phenomenal job of exposing the reality of what is. And, not only him, but there are a bunch of African American men who have decided to just say, I've had enough. I'm done with this. So, again, this is kind of a humdrum. This is an introduction. I'm just going to start producing content and saying, hey, this is who I am. I have phenomenal camera set up. I have the ability to do edits. I know how to do all of that. But I just wanted to come on as a second video of the, this piece that I'm doing. It's the economics of the red pill, or the economics of the matrix. And just to say, we have choices. We have choices. We could take, just like LeBron said, he's going to take his talent and move to Miami, or, going to take his talent to Miami. We could take our talent somewhere else. And this is a challenging situation that must be addressed. Again, no cool, super duper intros, or not yet, because I'm going to do that. But I just think that we need to have a meaningful conversation about where we are and where we go from here. So with that, Dr. Ricky Keys, look forward to seeing you in the next video.